Across Lebanon, the White House has warned of escalating tensions between Israel and Hezbollah. The Lebanese health ministry says 20 people have been killed and at least 450 more injured as personal wireless communication devices detonated on Wednesday. Some of the blasts happened at the funerals of people killed a day earlier when pagers exploded across Lebanon. Those attacks killed 12 people and injured hundreds. It is believed that the devices that detonated on Wednesday were walkie-talkies used by Hezbollah. The armed group blames Israel for the attacks, though the Israeli government and military have not commented on the explosions over the last 2 days. Orla Guerin is following from Beirut.
Crowds gathering in South Beirut, a Hezbollah stronghold. Tense, suspicious, not willing to be filmed. They came to bury 4 of those killed yesterday, among them an 11-year-old boy. But even mourners were not safe. Suddenly, the sound of another blast. Chaos and panic filling the streets. The authorities say this time walkie-talkies exploded, not just in Beirut, but around the country. Israel once again being blamed. The tension is being driven up day after day.
Well, one more ambulance there passing by. We've been seeing them in the last half an hour or so. Also, fire brigade trucks. People have been looking at the sky, worried there are drones. They're beginning to leave the area to get off the streets.
Lebanon has been that way since yesterday afternoon, when there was a wave of explosions. Pagers used by Hezbollah fighters began blowing up. Apparently a message from Mossad. Almost 3,000 people wounded in an hour.
It has been a nightmare. Probably this is the worst day of my life as a physician. Unfortunately, we were not able to save a lot of eyes. I can tell you that probably more than 60 to 70% of the patients ended up with eviscerating or removing at least one of their eyes. And we're talking about young population, about patients in their 20s.
In the Bekaa Valley, a young victim was buried this morning. Fatima Abdallah was 8. Yesterday was her first day back at school. I was lucky to have you, my beloved daughter, says her mother Zainab. You were disciplined. You are my whole life. Hezbollah has been humiliated but is promising revenge. Orla Guerin, BBC News, Beirut.
Israeli and U.S. officials say the detonation of pagers on Tuesday came earlier than planned due to Israeli fears Hezbollah had learned of the plan. A number of pagers were recovered intact and are now being forensically examined for clues. Police visited the offices of a company in Taiwan as the pagers seemed to carry a Taiwanese brand, and it was initially thought that the devices came from there. But the head of the company, Gold Apollo, denied any involvement in the attacks. He told journalists they were made by a company based in Hungary called BAC Consulting under a deal signed 3 years ago. While Israel has not commented on the explosions in Lebanon, Defense Minister Yoav Gallant says the country is opening a phase of the war and will be diverting troops and resources to the north. Israeli media report that troops previously stationed in Gaza have been redeployed there. Gallant made the announcement while speaking to troops at an Israeli airbase near the border with Lebanon.
The center of gravity is moving to the north. This means that we are diverting forces, resources, and energy towards the north. We have not forgotten the hostages, and we have not forgotten our tasks in the south. This is our duty, and we are performing both at the same time.
Let's discuss the latest development.